folks. This is Richard of Doomed Moviethon, Cinema Somnambulist, and hello, this is the Doom Show. That's a podcast. It's early. It's Sunday morning. It's 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday. I'm awake because I'm going to do a moviethon of 9 Nightmare on Elm Street films. So that's the original 7 Nightmare on Elm Street films, plus Freddy vs. Jason, and I'm going to finish with the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Looking forward to it. Not taking any notes, just enjoying the ride. After every movie, I'll report back and let you know how the moviethon's going. I don't have any of the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series, so sorry. Deal with it. I've walked the dog. Oh, Shadow. 1, 2. 1, 2. Freddy's coming for you, duder. 1, 2. Freddy's coming for you, duder. Aren't you scared? 1, 2. Freddy's coming for you, duder. And I'm looking forward to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, which I'm starting right now. Auf Wiedersehen, duders. Well, I survived the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's not much to say about it. It's a classic. It's nightmarish. It's Elm Street-ish. It's fucking great. The ending song, "It's a nightmare, it's just a dream. It's a nightmare, it's just a dream," was awesome. I don't remember that song playing on the credits. It was wondrous. It's just such a wonderful film. I'm at a loss. Totally at a loss. It even has subtle moments to it, which I don't think I'll be seeing many more subtle moments in this moviethon, but we'll see. I'm going to run to 7-Eleven and get some breakfast. 7-Eleven. And then Part 2, Freddy's Gay Revenge. Just a nightmare, just a dream. As we were walking, I saw something disturbing right across the street. That's right there, the red car. That's Freddy Cougar's car. Okay, just got through A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Surprisingly solid, surprisingly good movie. I think that was the first time I'd seen it in probably 23 years. At least 20 years. It's got some gay subtext, I think more like pro-text. It's kind of a very obvious layer of gay over the top, and I think to make matters more complicated, I really think the director was in love with the main actor dude in the movie. And whoa, that's a cat. But yeah, great movie. I think I'm going to be rewatching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 again sometime soon. I still love the party sequence when Freddy crashes the big party. That was the shit. That had aged very well. Hold your butt up. See that? That's unsanitary. I love the party scene. I love Freddy Cougar. Freddy Cougar! Alright, on to Part 3 after I put in another load of laundry. Because I'm married. Okay, so we decided to do a little detour by the cemetery, because that's what you do when you're driving. But we're going to go to the grocery store, but I passed this fateful street. Holy shit. This entire film was here. Okay, cemetery, Cougar. Holy shit, I gotta go. This house is haunted. People don't like haunted houses. So we're gonna go back home after the grocery store and watch A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Okay, I gotta go. I think I hear Freddy Cougar. Just finished Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors, Patricia Arquette, Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon, that dude from Body Double, and people, other actors. Fun movie. You know, it's a fan favorite. It was my favorite for many years. I really enjoy it. It's really good. I started to doze off a little bit at the end because I remember it very well as a kid. I'm probably dreaming right now. This whole thing is just a drown. Just a drown. Love the closing theme, the Dream Warriors by Dawkins, I think it is. And it's one of those really obnoxious songs you have to keep turning down over and over because it's one of those really fucking awful songs. Anyway, on to Part 4, which I haven't seen since probably when it was on VHS. No, I might have caught it on cable once in the mid-90s, but I don't remember very much. So, on to Part 4.
Elm Street's the place, you got the time. Listen to this, you'll bust the ride. Freddy Cougar the myth of Freddy Cougar.
Okay. Watching Part 4. It's not so much a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 as it's just Dream Warriors Part 2. Didn't realize I hadn't seen it since I rented it on VHS. I literally had not seen that in film since it first came out in video, so years and years and years and years ago. Special effects were great. The character of Alice is pretty likable. I actually liked once the characters from Part 3 were gone and they moved on to her. It was okay. Not quite as good as I remembered it, but a great ending. I like the ending on that one. I think that was Freddy rapping with the Fat Boys. I could be wrong though, but Freddy's rap was amazing. And the put your hands on me" song was good. Getting a little tired. That's not a bad thing. I've only got 5 movies, so what could go wrong? Okay, time for Part 5. I hate Part 5. I've always hated Part 5. Let's see if now I'm ready for Freddy and Part Freddy. Or some confetti. Throw the confetti in the air. They call them freedom fries because they're scared of Freddy Cougar. Stop. Just finished A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child, and I unfairly disliked that movie. That was not cool of me. It's pretty good. I don't like many of the main characters, but I do enjoy Part 5, The Dream Child. Now I kind of see, hey, it's alright. I really, really love the ending rap song by, I think, Cool Mo D or Big Teddy Kane. I got a little confused there. But, yeah, Part 5, nice. The batshit crazy ending with the souls shooting out of Freddy's back and shit on little, like, I guess really long tendrils. What? That's great. I think that was weird. So anyway, Part 6. Next, Freddy's Dead. The first Nightmare on Elm Street movie I ever saw in theaters. Yes, Part 6 now. Okay. So, I got through A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6, Freddy's Dead, or Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, what have you, whatever you call it. Feeling a little weird, yeah. 3 more movies to go. I did see Freddy's Dead in theaters. I saw the sequence with the 3D sequence. It didn't look so good then. It doesn't look that good now. I really like Freddy's Dead though. It's still a favorite, even though it's totally cheesy. It has at least 2 really embarrassing sequences in it. The video game sequence is really terrible, and the whole dream demon aspect is wretched. But I've got another movie to do after this. I gotta do hey, stop it. Oh. I have to do, what is it called? New Nightmare after this, and then Freddy vs. Jason, and then the remake. Thank you for staying tuned. Time for another movie. I just watched Wes Craven's New Nightmare, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 7, and you know, I didn't like this movie when it came out. I saw it at theaters and walked out just not happy with it. Having watched it now for the first time since it came out, I fucking hate this movie. I really... I liked the ideas. I liked the actors from the series playing themselves. I liked... That's it. Yeah, that's how I feel. I hated the glove. First of all, glove was awful. Freddy looked terrible, and they're talking about how he's a different Freddy, darker, scarier. What they meant was shittier, worser. Long. It seemed really long to me. The break, if I had to say make or breaks, the break being the highway scene. Little kid in dreamland runs across a busy highway. Heather Langenkamp chases after him, and yeah, I know, bad, stupid CGI, fake green screen crap happens. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Will you shut your pie hole? I had to turn the TV down over and over again, much like I did during the Dream Warriors song. Imagine the Dream Warriors song stretched out for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I hate New Nightmare. I will never watch it again. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm about to cry. I was choking on my Sunkist. Alright. Freddy vs. Jason. Up next. Freddy vs. Jason is an entertaining movie. Hi, I'm watching the remake, and I don't think I'm going to be able to talk about it when it's over. It's a pretty movie. I think I was the only person who liked it when it came out, and I felt embarrassed because I liked it. It's a movie. It's very pretty. It's got some nice people in it. but it doesn't have a lot of emotionally connectables. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate Freddy Cougar.
You brought us here for a reason.
Thank you. I guess I better go. Watch out for Freddy Cougar. Well, it's the day after the big Freddy Cougar Moviethon, and since I was in such a horrific state of insanity last night while watching the remake, decided to do a little wrap-up today and let you know how I felt about the movies emotionally and physically. No, I'm going to do a list of how I rank the movies from worst to best, and I have 3 or 4 things that I want to say that are on this paper too. Starting in at the 9th spot, the worst movie from yesterday, I hesitatingly say Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I don't know. I don't know about this movie. I have a feeling I'll rewatch it. I promise I'll rewatch it. There's just something, I don't know. I liked the ideas, I liked the sets, I liked the performances. I didn't like pretty much everything else. I didn't like how loud the movie was. It's a really loud movie. I had to turn it down constantly. Between the screaming child, screaming Heather Langenkamp, Freddy shouting, and then earthquakes, and then shaky camera. I don't know. It's an interesting transitional movie before, you know, Scream went crazy and everything. But yeah, whatever. I feel like I have to reach to appreciate that movie way too much, so forget it. The 8th worst movie, on our way to the best, is the remake. Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I liked it. I still like it after another viewing. I don't like the CGI poop. They did too many cut frames to make Freddy move faster. That just were done with cool camera tricks in the previous movies. Now they're done with the CGI where they remove frames to make Freddy kind of jump and float and fart across the screen. I hate that. I really hate the scene with the wall above Nancy's bed. It looks like The Frighteners, and The Frighteners was a long time ago. If you can't make a sheet of latex to put over a wall and then have the Freddy pushing on it, if you can't do that technologically and make it look halfway decent, don't fucking do it. Alright? I'm not intimidating, it was a joke. Number 7, I'm gonna go with Part 5, The Dream Child. Unlikable characters. It's a weird movie, so it's higher than I would. I used to hate Dream Child, so I don't hate Dream Child anymore. That was the biggest surprise of the Moviethon, was discovering, hey, I don't hate Dream Child. Good movie. Tries to out-weird Part 4, and Part 4 is fucking weird. Freddy Cougar awakened by a dog pissing fire. That's weird. Part 5, even weirder in some parts. So, not sure which was the weirdest of the series. 4 or 5 try to out-weird each other. But yeah, I like Part 5 now. Never would have thought that. Next, in the 6th spot, towards the best, Freddy vs. Jason. Like I said, very entertaining film. Great action sequences. Not aging well. The movie is not aging well. The nu metal and the the rave sequence. It's like, were people still raving when that movie came out? Or maybe just kids in Indiana were still raving. Okay. Fifth spot from the top. Part 4, The Dream Master. This was a big upset for me because I used to love Part 4. It never occurred to me that I hadn't seen Part 4 since I caught it on cable. So, yeah. Part 4 of The Dream Master, big upset. Did not enjoy it that much. But still, I like it. It's smarter. It's pretty smart. I like, what's her face? The main girl's character. She was in 2 movies. I already forgot her name. I really like her trying to become herself. That is awesome. Next up, Freddy's Dead, Part 6. Fourth from the top. I love Part 6. Totally nostalgically. It's not a, it's a fun, pointless movie. It is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination. None of the way it wraps up doesn't make any sense. If I hadn't seen it in theaters when I was a kid, and if I hadn't found so much joy in just revisiting it, I might not have it so high up on the list. Number 3, Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Hadn't seen it since renting it on tape. So, like, over 20 years. And that's the best surprise. Definitely the best surprise. I happily revisit Part 2 over and over again. I love it. I love the gay pro-text. I love that the director was in love with the main actor, so much so. There's crotch shots. Amazing. Number 2, my second favorite. Listen to this cat interrupting again. My second favorite, Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors. It's a great film. It's an entertaining 80s wonder piece of wonderment with all the cheese and all the glory, all the Dokken, all the Patricia Arquette, who refused to come back for Part 4. It could slip out of my second spot for Part 2. Part 2 could overtake Part 3. And finally, my favorite of all 9 movies is the phone ringing, is the original A Nightmare on Elm Street. Great, great movie. I could watch it right now, again and again and again. It's perfect. Okay, let me wrap this up real quick. Last 3 things I want to say about the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I love when the series switched from Coke to Pepsi. I love how much Freddy changes from film to film except in New Nightmare. And finally, I never realized that a series of films about people falling asleep could be so entertaining. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.